Hi, my name is Steven, and today I'm going to be changing out the heater core in my 1989 Ford F-250. It's leaking, and putting steam on the windshield makes it really hard to drive, so we're going to be doing that today. Okay, so the heater core comes into the firewall right here. We got these two hoses, and so they come and go down into the water pump. Looks like the block over here. So we're going to have to take those off after we drain the coolant. Okay, so on the side of the radiator is a little valve to drain out coolant, and I have a hose that I'm going to put on it so it doesn't squirrel all over the place, because it doesn't have a clean path down to the under the truck. So this is a little different view. As you can see, there's the valve with the hose hooked up to it. I'm going to reach up here and try and turn it. I guess I got to loosen up the top so that it can doesn't have vapor lock here. So I'm going to pop the radiator cap off. Okay, so of course we don't want to remove the radiator cap when it's hot, and it's not, so we'll go ahead and loosen that, and then see if that was enough. Yep, we're starting to get radiator fluid coming out slowly but surely. Okay, now that we've drained out enough coolant, we can come up to the hoses here at the firewall, and they're 5/16 head or flathead screwdriver, and because of their position I'm going to use a little right angle adapter on my drill. Okay, so got to compress these straps to push them back into place. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. Okay, so to make things easier, I took this plug off of this unit here, part of the air conditioner. So I took that off so that I could loosen up the hoses, and as you can see, I finally got them freed from the heater core. And so that's the heater core right there, those two pipes. Those go through the firewall into the heater core. So we'll go ahead now and work on the inside of the truck. Okay, in case I didn't get a good shot of it last time, I'm going to come over here and see we've got this thing here that's got a plastic thing there that keeps it in place. And then if I get the camera down there, you can see the other one on the inside. So we just got to pull one of those out, hopefully not break it, so I can reuse it. And the glove box door should drop down out of the way and get it off. Okay, so it ended up being really easy. I just pulled that out, and this glare is crazy. And then the glove box door will just drop down and then fall. And we just set it down on the ground, and then that will show us our heater core. So then we got 7 bolts to take out to get the cover off. Okay, so we got my little cheater tool here. There should be 7 of these 5/16 head screws. There's one. Okay, there's 2. 2, sorry. Okay, we're going to turn off the camera to get the other ones out. Okay, now that we have unscrewed everything, we can just kind of grab the cover here and make sure that we get certain lines out of the way. There's a clip here that's got a cable hooked in. Okay, so that pulls off. We got the cover mostly out of the way. I just got to work out the wires here, but there's the heater core there. So we can now get that pulled out. Okay, so to get that wire undone, I just had to undo this little triangular looking plug. And it has a little hook on it. You just got a latch. Just pull up on that latch, unplug it, then the cover falls out of the way. And you got clear access to the heater core, and it should just pull out. Yeah, it's loose. So I use two hands so I don't make a mess. There should be some coolant in it, and I don't want to dump it, so I will do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use a knife here, and I'm going to trim around these hoses or pipes. Somebody put a bunch of gunk on it, which is going to keep it from coming through the firewall. See if I can't get that stuff trimmed off so that it doesn't cause me to not be able to pull it through. Let's see if I can push it through. There we go. Looks like it might pull through now. Okay, so now we're back inside the truck. I'll get this little grommet off here. Somebody put a whole bunch of silicone around here or something at some time. Interesting. Yeah, they didn't realize that their heater core was leaking. I thought maybe their heater box was leaking or something. Very interesting. Okay. There we go. So now we'll take that and we'll dump it into our catch. Yeah, you can see it's all got a whole bunch of corrosion on it, so it's been leaking. Okay, so my plenum in here, it had some kind of sealer, little foam rubber stuff stuck around here that was falling all off down across the bottom to press up against the heater core when it sits in there in order for the air flow, so that air would flow across it and not go around it. But since the other stuff was basically turning to dust, I'm going to go cut some pieces from what came with my heater core in order to stick it around there. Hopefully get a good air seal, well, as good as it will provide. So I'm going to go over to the table to cut it. Okay, so here's the stuff that came with, I'll get out of the sunlight here. It came with the heater core, so I'm going to cut it into thinner strips because it's not needing to be that wide. I got my scissors out, so I'll get cutting and put this camera down. Okay, so about a 1/2 inch is what I've cut to go around the outside. We'll just go over to the truck here. So what I'll do is I'll peel off the adhesive backing, and then here I'll stick it in like that. I'll cut it to length, and then I'll go across the top and the bottom as well. I'll save some probably to put into the bottom, Or I might reuse, there was a thick foam, or this thick rubber here. It was on the top of the unit. I might reuse that or stick this on the bottom, depending on what seems the best option, just for the situation. So we'll see. Okay, so as you can see, I put the little foam rubber all the way around, top, sides, and bottom to seal up against it. And so now I'm going to put the heater core in, do a test fit, make sure it sits there right, and then see where else I need some foam rubber. Okay, so I know it's kind of cheating. My new heater core's in, so it goes up through the bottom underneath the dash. Pipes first. You get the pipes into the plenum there, and then you can just slide it up and push the pipes through the firewall. Went ahead and re-added the foam rubber off the top. I kind of have a feeling that will keep a good seal, because it'll also pressure it up here and keep it in place. I don't think I'm going to need any more of the foam rubber. Not a big deal for me. You know, maybe somebody else wants to add a lot more, but I'm not too particular. This is kind of an old truck. So now I'm going to bolt it all back together, put the cover back on, and then I'll get the coolant back in the radiator, and I will get this thing tested. Okay, so we've got the plenum cover back on. Made sure to get the little cable back in its clip, so that it is secured there, and we've got the wire back in its plug, connected, secured tightly. All 7 screws are back in, and it's tight, so we're ready to put the glove box door back on, and then we'll go under the hood. Okay, so I got the little plastic pin back, plastic cables up, glove box is done, ready to go under the hood. As we'll notice here under the hood, there they are, nice shiny new heater core. So we'll go ahead and we'll stick the cable or the hoses back on, and get these clamps tightened down. And we're ready to refill the radiator. Okay, so I've got the hoses on. Made sure the hose went back well past the flange, and I've got the clamps also past the flange so that they will clamp on good and tight, keep good seal. So I'll go ahead and tighten them up with my cordless drill. Okay, so just real quick, I don't want to spill any when I'm pouring it back in, so I just went ahead and made myself a quick funnel out of a 2-liter pop bottle, so that it just fits right in there like that, and it'll be easy to pour into that big hole instead of the radiator there. So I can go ahead and fill it with that, making it a whole lot easier. So I'll get that done. Make sure your hoses are tight. And they're tight. Okay, I disconnected the battery just in case, so make sure your battery is connected. Not sure you can see it down there, but make sure you close the drain valve. You don't want to start filling it and have your drain valve open and have it spill out again. Make sure that your radiator cap, of course, is on tight. Don't want that off. And if you can't put all of it back in here, you'll want to try and run it a little bit, get the air out of the heater core. I was able to put the rest of mine in my overflow. Should suck it up from there. So I'm going to start it up, check it, make sure that everything's good, and let it idle for a little while. Make sure the coolant circulates. Then I'll get it nice and warmed up and test my heater and defrost and see what happens. So that's it.